コトコレ2022ウィンタ
オンラインで開催決定。Kotobukiya!
What's up, everybody? If you want to do some winter shopping with me, we're going to be going over the Kotobukiya event that happened last weekend called Kotobukiya Collection. But if you want to take a better look at any of these figures, I'll put a link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. The first and most shocking announcement is we're getting Transformers Bishoujo figures. In other words, they're turning Optimus and Megatron into pretty ladies, and not just any females, but like human females? Like, this is bringing robots in disguise to a whole new level. If anything, this would just attract more attention. And just a reminder, this is an official product. Maybe Hasbro is just going through really hard times. Jokes aside, I really like the way they translated Optimus. They did a good job of carrying over some of the distinct features that make Optimus recognizable, like the helmet becomes the glasses, the windows become the shirt pockets, and the yellow becomes the belt buckle. They even gave her little wheels on the boots, and then the cargo becomes the briefcase. On the other hand, I don't really like Megatron as much. Don't get me wrong, he's hot. I can't believe I just said that. But like, if you took away the Decepticon logo, I could not have told you that was Megatron, outside of maybe the giant cannon. Honestly, this is so silly that I kind of want to get it, but as of right now, the prototype isn't painted. Kotobukiya also had a cool feature where you could virtually see the figure in a 360-degree view. Pretty fun to just mess around with. Also, I think it was a neat idea going with the Autobots icon as the base. My favorite part of the Kotobukiya event is that for a lot of these figures, they also have a little Q&A section, so you can see the reasoning behind certain design choices, such as the pose, and they might even have little videos you can watch. Anyways, these are supposed to release sometime in 2023. Another Hasbro property, we have a limited edition of Snake Eyes 2 from G.I. Joe. The regular version is already out and it's in black, but as far as I can tell, you couldn't take off the helmet. With the new one, I guess you can, and oh no, she's hot. I don't want to get this figure because I wasn't a G.I. Joe kid, but I guess I'm still a kid on the inside. Like, oh, somebody please help me decide on this one. The next Bishoujo figure is Lilith from Darkstalkers, the fighting game. And this is actually the third one, the first two being Morgan and Felicia. I've never played Darkstalkers, but personally, I do prefer the other two. I think this question's pretty funny. Which part would you highlight the most? Her lean yet soft curves all the way down to her wrists. Oh yeah, let me go check out those wrists. We also got a tease for Barbara Gordon or Batgirl, as well as the concept art for Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. I guess she got some extra buzz from the Disney Plus show, but this figure's a lot of fun because they're also including Lucky the pizza dog. Too bad, Kotobukiya. Looks like Funko Pop beat you to the punch. A while back, they said they were making 3 Bishoujo figures of King of Fighters. So we got Mai, Female Terry, and now Athena. Personally, I would have liked to see somebody different, but I gotta say, Athena 98 is very cute. Also, I really love her theme, so I guess I know what song I'm using for this video. Oh, that's so awesome. They even include the original pixel art. Oh my god, that's crazy! Apparently Athena has been in every King of Fighters game. Do you know how many games there are? We also got some hopeful news. It looks like they want to do some more figures from SNK, which is awesome because I would love a figure of almost every girl from King of Fighters. Moving on from the Bishoujo line, we have this very random Beast collection of My Hero Macadamia. Deku is a freaking Yorkshire Terrier. I love that he has this little mask on his back. Bakugo is a lemur cata. Uraraka is a lop-eared rabbit. Todoroki is just a plain old cat. To no one's surprise, Asui is a frog. I guess All Might's a lion because he has a loud roar and has a lot of hair. I think these are hilarious, and they're really small, so no joke, if they're affordable, I'm probably gonna get All Might at least. On a side note, the person who designed this has made some crazy figures. Like, there's this panda and penguin riding a dragon, and this surfing alligator or crocodile. For the ARTFX J line, we have a Pokemon figure of Luca and Chimchar from Gen 4. I'm not really a fan of Luca or Chimchar, so this is a skip for me. Also, I think it's weird that Chimchar's sitting on a rock on top of the base. Like, I don't know why they just didn't make him sitting on the base directly. If you are interested, they are currently up for pre-order. Looks like Kotobukiya is also making a bunch of VTuber figures. We have Subaru, Succubus Lady, I think some witch girl. Kinda looks like she's wearing that sorting hat from Harry Potter. What looks like to be an Oni chick, but I absolutely love this design. I'm a big sucker for yokai stuff, so it looks like she has little spirit buddies on her shoulders. Love the flame effects and all the little accessories on her. Might have to consider picking this one up. Speaking of VTubers, it looks like Kotobukiya now has one to announce new products. The first in their new project is this Verse 1 Crystal Angel Aria, the first figure in the Museum of Mystical Melodies. Basically, they're gonna make an original character with a backstory, music, illustration, and a figure. Basically, a bunch of stuff to tug on your heartstrings, get you invested emotionally. And the artist they have working on this has some really amazing pieces, such as the one on the right with the water dress. That would be a really amazing figure. And while the angel is a little lewd, there are some really cool colors and ideas going on. I think the thing that's gonna make or break this figure is if they can deliver on that crystal effect, especially the flowers trapped in the crystal. Kotobukiya already has a page dedicated to her and already put out a sample of the music. I'm gonna play a little snippet so you can get an idea, but not too long so I don't get in trouble. Definitely recommend you listening to that because it's very beautiful. They're currently planning on releasing this sometime in winter 2022. She's going to be a 1/7 scale, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye on her, especially the price. Then we have a pretty cool looking Shield Hero figure. Concept art for a Call of the Night figure. I think the base for this could be really interesting. Really depends on if they go for that Night City effect at the bottom there. It's probably unintentional, but it's pretty funny they announced a Killing Joke figure at the same time as the Bishoujo Barbara Gordon. If you've seen or read the Killing Joke, that is some dark humor if you pair those two together. We also got an old school Batman, just kind of fixing his gauntlets. I feel like in the artwork, his gaze is looking forward, looking pretty cool, but in the figure, he's just looking down and focused on the gauntlet. Kotobukiya is also making an insane resin statue of Cable. It's gonna be 1/6, so I'm sure this thing is gonna be super pricey. It'll be interesting to see if Kotobukiya continues to make other resin statues, but for now, definitely out of my budget. You got an Idolmaster figure. This might look pretty interesting once everything's colored, but for now, it's just so much green to look at. Kinda silly that this figure just comes with a slice of Astroturf. But yeah, it looks pretty bland if you take away the picnic basket and all the other stuff. If you want to enjoy this figure the most, you can display this in front of your computer or TV, because it's less obtrusive and will soothe you throughout the day. We also got a few fake Grand Order figures, the first being Artoria Ruler. Usually I'm not a fan of swimsuit figures, but this one's a little bit different. She has a parasol, the hat, and the swimsuit is just overall just a lot more elegant. It's a little hard to see here, but if you look at the original illustration, you can see that there are a lot of little patterns on the parasol and her clothing throughout, and I'm probably gonna get this one. We also got a Leonardo DiCaprio figure, as well as an Astolfo, so if you've been thinking there's too many female figures, here you go. Kotobukiya also makes a bunch of model kits of girls and like robotic parts. But for those who are more lazy or just want a bigger version, they're also making scale figures of those model kits. You can see in this picture is twice the size of the original with a lot more detail. Of course, that makes it a lot more expensive. She's actually out for pre-order right now for 23,000 yen, but if you want to help justify the cost, she also comes with changeable parts to make a sleeping form and a special cushion, as pictured here. I guess she has a human leg now. Look at the size of this cushion. I don't know why these are in another section, but in the latest items we have another version of Uraraka, which adds more effects and makes it a little more dynamic. We also have Barbara from Genshin Impact. I almost never use Barbara, so I will be saving my Primo gems, but she looks very nice. Love what they did with the music effects. We also got more Jujutsu Kaisen figures. Originally, I was gonna get the Pop Parade of Maki, but I might get this one instead now. We'll have to see how these turn out. A cute Squid Kid looking character. A pair of idol figures. I assume you can buy them separately and you don't have to use that heart piece. I've never played any of the games, but we have some really cool looking characters from the Trail series. We also got Alphen from Tales of Arise. I know they're making 2 other characters, hopefully we can get the entire party. And then it looks like they're doing another scale figure of one of those plastic model kits. Also, these 4 are up for pre-order. You got Kasane from Scarlet Nexus coming out in June. Scarlet Nexus had some really cool character designs, but I gotta say, for the figure, the yellow tubes did not turn out that well. In the game, there are these bright glowing tubes, and it looks like they weren't able to replicate it here. We also have the iconic Mai Shiranui from King of Fighters coming out in August, but I'm sure nobody pre-ordered her because you're all good boys and girls. We also have another Princess Connecto Redivo figure. I'm just so sick of reading that name, but she looks very pretty. Then we have a Rent-A-Girlfriend figure of Sumi. I never made it far enough to see this character, but I think this is pretty cool. From this, I'm assuming she's a clumsy character. Why is that bowling ball also a basketball? And finally, we're in the home stretch. We're just gonna run through the model kits here, see if there's anything that catches my eye. And what do you know, is that just a freaking torso? What's happening here? Like, that's just a girl's body with a table? What? So not only can you build a figure of this character, you can also give her a tiny figure, so it's like figure inception. And the torso was just so she can have a different hairpiece. I was a little worried there. You got some girl on a futuristic Segway. You have a zombie wretched girl, and then a zombie queen. For some reason, these 2 zombie guys also have like a comedy bit.
Kotobukiya がまたことこれをやるらしいぞ、バイタ。
ことこれってなんだい、アゴニ。
You also have this like prehistoric looking Master Chief that transforms into a dinosaur. This is what God looks like when he's being progressive, just all decked out in gold. This Zoids figure is pretty tempting. Instead of Shield Liger, it translated it as Shield Rager. And last but not least is this cool looking samurai mech. With that, we finally wrap up Kotobukiya collection as well as all the other figure events. But let me know if you have any future video ideas or stuff you want to see. But as always, thanks for watching, subscribing would be awesome, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye bye.